Hello and welcome to Brodual. Today we have Lucien, the fully voiced follower. It's been a while since we've taken a look at a companion mod, so when this popped up on the Nexus around a week ago, we were pleasantly surprised. Lucien Flavius is an Imperial scholar visiting Skyrim on an expedition to learn more about its people and history. His lack of experience in the wilds have left him stranded at the Dead Man's Drink of Falkreath. Instead of continuing on his adventure alone, he's decided to wait for a hardy companion to assist him on his journey. Lucien comes with over 1,600 lines of fully voiced dialogue, with high quality voice acting to boot. This lets him actively comment on the situation at hand and the world that surrounds him. He'll talk about the current quest that you're on or the town that you're visiting. He can also chat with a few of the vanilla NPCs, read certain books out loud, and he'll even whisper while you're sneaking. This of course is all in his own witty, half-sarcastic style. Here's just a quick sample of what you can expect.
Hit me! Not literally. I know a few spells and can just about swing a sword, but beyond that, I'm pretty useless in combat. Skyrim's no place for a milk drinker like me. So many things. The culture, the architecture, but most of all, the enormous Dwemer presence here. The technology the dwarves possessed all those years ago is miles beyond us, even today. The chance to study it in person, I just couldn't resist. Sure, I'll read it to you. 120 numbered ages in the void that fated folk had grown deep.
One thing that makes Lucien truly stand out in terms of his dialogue is his interactions with other mods, particularly followers. The author worked with the voice actors from other follower mods, like Inigo, Hoth and Ori, to offer unique conversations between them and Lucien. So if you already have one of those followers with you, you can add Lucien to the mix and he'll fit right in. On top of that, Lucien can comment on certain quest mods, like the Moon Path to Elsewhere and Moon and Star. He can interact with 15 different mods in total, so be sure to check out the full list on the mod page. In terms of his functionality as a companion, Lucien comes with his own system. That means he doesn't contribute towards your follower account, meaning you can bring him along with another follower without having to install a wider follower overhaul. Lucien is also uniquely essential, in that he can't die from outside sources, but as the player you can kill him at any point if you choose to. Which could be great for roleplaying, or maybe if he says something that's just a little too sarcastic for the Dragonborn's liking. In terms of his combat abilities, Lucien also offers something unique. As a scholar by trade, he's not much of a fighter, and he admits it. When you first meet him, he'll barely be able to hold a sword, never mind plunge one into the heart of a bandit. Nevertheless, he's willing to learn. This is where Lucien's dynamic growth comes into play. Not only will he gain experience and level up like you do as you travel around, but his confidence levels will grow too. Depending on how your adventure pans out, as well as how you interact with him, his approval and bravery stats will increase or decrease. Depending on these two unique stats, Lucien's behaviour and dialogue will change as you face certain challenges. He might start out as nothing more than an Imperial bookworm, but he has the potential to grow into the most hardy of honorary Nords. On top of that, you can directly talk tactics with Lucien at any time, making him take on the role of a warrior, archer or mage. He'll start only knowing a few basic spells, ones you'd expect any Imperial to know. You can then teach him new spells as long as you know it yourself and have a spare spell tome available. You can also take it one step further and individually toggle a selection of his spells on or off. So if you want him to exclusively be a healing mage, you can easily do that. Lucien doesn't come with a questline to begin your journey together, but if you speak to him about his work, he'll mention a very specific Dwemer dungeon that he wants to explore, Doomspathar. This is actually an entirely new Dwemer dungeon and quest added by the mod, where you and Lucien have to delve deep into a Dwemer factory, working together to beat new enemies and puzzles. Of course, he also has plenty to say about it too. The dungeon was actually created by the same author that made the DarkEnd mod. As you might remember, DarkEnd was a standalone quest mod heavily inspired by the Dark Souls series. If you haven't checked that out, we've already covered it in its own video, which we'll link down below. Altogether, Lucien is an extremely well made companion mod. He's not the most in-depth in terms of dialogue, and he doesn't have the most functionality as a follower, but he's charming, the writing is excellent, and he makes for a fine companion for the Dragonborn. We also really like that he's sort of this blank slate in terms of combat, and then you get to dictate how he grows as a fighter. If you have room on your team for this fantastic Imperial, you can find everything you need down below. We'll also include every other mod shown, including a couple of the new armours. As always, be sure to leave endorsements on any mod you enjoy, be sure to check out g2a.com, and thanks for watching.